Hi, welcome to this strategy training. I'm going to start off with Bitcoin. Before I start, I just want to mention that this video is not financial advice. Crypto is risky and highly volatile, and no results are guaranteed. You must do your own research and study strategies in probably demo accounts before applying them on real accounts. What I'm going to show you now is a strategy that I use that works for me every single day. Some of the links in this video are affiliate links and I may earn a commission. And this content is really for experienced users and basic users, beginners who want to actually improve their strategy. Read the full disclaimer in the video. Okay, now that I've got that out of the way, let's start. So we're going to start with Bitcoin. We're going to cover quite a few assets. So we can see on the 1 hour time frame that realistically this is a sideways range, which is very, very good, because if we get our horizontal line and just put that horizontal line there and put the other horizontal line to the top, we can see that's our range. Okay, we can actually put another one just here as well. Okay, so that's our range. We come to the top, we come to the sort of midpoint, we attempt the top, etc., etc. If you want, you can actually adjust this slightly lower to make it easier. Yeah, so these are our ranges. So we're actually going to remove these because we don't want to make it complicated. The point of this is these ranges you can make a lot of money in. You can go short, you can go long, you can hedge. Simple as that. You can buy spot, short against it, hedging strategy, delta neutral, or you can actually just trade this. And that's what we're going to look at today, is trading this. So I'm on the BYDFI 1 hour chart, which you can find on TradingView. And we're going to see how we can take advantage of this range that we're in. First thing is first, we need to mark off some levels. This wick, okay? So this wick has inefficiencies. Although this is not an order flow course, but on order flow, we can actually have a look at the inefficiencies, meaning that this is a weak low. So I want to get my horizontal line again and apply that there, knowing that price can come back and fill this wick. This wick has inefficiencies. Inefficiencies are where buyers and sellers could not interact because the price moved up too fast. This was like a liquidity SFP grab as well, which is a swing failure pattern, which is liquidity. We'll move on to that a bit later on. First thing is first, we need to draw a range. Okay, so you're going to go over to fixed range volume profile. And there's two ways we can do this. We can either get the range from here to here, and the reason I'm not going there at the moment is just because this was the previous range. Okay, and we can see that we are fighting with the point of control. This line here is a point of control where the most volume was transacted. This is your value area high, this is your value area low. If we cannot get above this point of control, it's more likely we're going to come back down to the value area low. In this current video, which is recorded on Saturday the 7th of March, we can see we are fighting with this value area low. If I was to take a trade, and I may take a trade on this training here, I'd want to see acceptance above here, and I could put a stop loss underneath this wick, although this stop loss is very, very high for me, so I would want to really tighten the stop loss. And yes, there is a wick there, but if we are above this value area high, I'm not taking that wick in account. I'm taking this wick in account, which is reducing my stop loss. So if I went into a 1 Bitcoin position, my first target would be the value area high. Also, this wick here as well. This is inefficiency as well. We did SFP that high, which is swing failure pattern. I'll come over to that. Now, it would be amazing if this trade played out like this. Okay, so let's just move that off the chart for 1 second. So these are our ranges. So you can see that price came down. This is called manipulation, and this is called expansion. Okay, so this is your supply, this is your demand. Okay, we know this from basic volume profile strategy, which I'm going to teach you. So right now we're fighting with this. If we get rejected here, there's also a short position which we can take down to here. Now, before we get into these value area profiles in more depth, what I'm going to do is there's a couple of things you need on your chart, and that's very, very simple. We need a couple of other EMAs. So here I have a series of indicators. Ignore all of these ones. These are all customized indicators. They're all customized to your strategy. These indicators are available on WAP, also free if you have a account with BYDFI and show trading volume. You can unlock these. Now, the beauty of these indicators, which we'll come to shortly, is they work really, really well, and they can be customized to you, which means they can be coded to your strategy free of charge. So the first thing we're going to get is the 50 EMA, the 100, 200, 800, and the VWAP as well. Looks a bit complicated, but it's not. Actually, we're going to remove the VWAP for now and just focus on these indicators for a second. We're also just going to get rid of that as well. Okay, so we're going to cover the EMAs very, very quickly first. Now we can see that, we'll go over to the 15. We can see that these EMAs, when they have an expansion and join or meet, that's a very good sign, especially if we are above the 50. Okay, so this is a high volume candle. We can see that here. This here is what we call a tap 1, tap 2, and a tap 3. This is what we call accumulation. So we've got the 1, 2, and 3. And if we have a look here, we're just going to get rid of these ones for a second. Look at the 50, and we can see that this candle on the 15-minute time frame aggressively broke above this 50 EMA, and it continued up. Now we can also see that the VWAP was approximately there as well. When price aggressively goes above the 50 EMA and the VWAP, it's a good long entry. Now obviously I do use order flow, and this is not an order flow course, but you can do this without order flow, because we can see this candle came up and this candle came down and back tested it. We can actually see that on the 5-minute time frame a lot clearly. Let's just go over to there. Actually, let's just go back there for a second. And that was at about 3 o'clock, 3:45, March 3rd. So we're going to go to that date, March 3rd. March 3rd. Oh, that's not March 3rd, is it? Okay. March 4th. Let's be this area here. Yeah, March 3rd. Here we go. Perfect. You can see a lot clearly now. So we can see that that was the accumulation demand. Okay. Price broke above, then broke above VWAP, and came back and beautifully tested it here. This is called a back test. So that's a very good long. When price actually finds support at the VWAP, we can take this as a long entry. Now we don't know where price is going to go, but you can take this trade. Now normally I like to cover the 5-minute on the 5-minute time frame, the 50 EMA. So like a 0.7 stop loss. You don't want to go too much, because you want to just cover that, and you could actually extend this to about 0.8 maximum. You don't want to go 1%. Okay, we're going to go about 0.84. Okay, so because if price fails this VWAP and fails this 50 EMA, well, it's more likely this was a fake out, but in this case it wasn't. Now here's the beauty of it. You actually had another entry here, another entry here, and another entry here. Because why? The 50 EMA has gone above the VWAP. This is strength. Whenever you see this happen, it's going to be a good long position for day trading. Now, I don't know where this price went. Let's just have a look. I probably did take this trade. Right, so the price actually found resistance here. So what you could do if you entered there is you could take 50% of your position. So a lot of traders close their positions early. But you could take 50% and you could put the stop loss to the entry position. Yeah? This is a protected trade now. And then you could add to this trade on the confirmation of the VWAP and the 50 EMA crossing again. Where did that happen? I wouldn't do it here because the cross is here. Here is your cross. So, or if you did close that trade, there's another trade here. This trade here, we get rid of that, do a fresh one actually. You can see that this here is another trade. And we got the same stop loss again. And this is a beautiful trade because look where it ended up. It ended up all the way above there. But let's say your price goes up and finds a bit of resistance. As soon as we see price dropping, that would be a good time to exit maybe 50 or 60% of your position. Yeah. And you can leave this what we call as a runner. So this stop loss, you're going to put this to the entry position. This is a free trade now. You're taking profit, and you know, wherever price goes and finds resistance or an SFP or an exit on an indicator, that's where you can take profit. So it's a very easy strategy to see this. When you have the VWAP and the 50 EMA cross, it's a long entry. And you can actually backtest this. You can see this happens all the time in Bitcoin. You know, so we can see the same thing happened here. Let's go and find some more. The same thing happened here. Let's go and find another example. Same thing happened here. Let's find another example. Oh, what have I done there? Let's go to a different time. Let's go to a different price range. Same thing happened here. You got the cross, expansion. Easy strategy, very, very easy strategy. Don't need any other indicators. This is just a basic standard strategy with a tight stop loss, etc. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the 1 hour time frame and let's remove the VWAP. Okay, so we're gonna remove this VWAP and let's just remove everything, to be honest, and start fresh. Let's even get rid of these. We don't need them. All right, okay. So we want to look at this area here, well, the price hasn't got to this. There's 2 order blocks here. So what are order blocks? Order blocks is where price came into a zone and there was a lot of transactions. Buys, sells, buys, etc. You get the picture. Okay, so now we're going to cover order blocks. So we're going to go to the 4 hour time frame. And we're going to have a look at some order blocks and fair value gaps. Now, order block is very, very simple. It's where price transacts. You got buyers and sellers, buyers and sellers. Price likes to gravitate to order blocks and fair value gaps and single prints, which are very, very important. We can see that this red mark here, or block, is a fair value gap. We can see that this here is a fair value gap. We can also see that this here is a fair value gap. Now, oh, sorry. Let's just do that again. Fair value gap. So fair value gaps are inefficiencies. Okay, inefficiencies are where price has moved so fast and buyers and sellers could not transact and algos could not transact. And these are usually caused by algos in the first place. So price has to keep what we call fair value. So price does need to go back into these fair value gaps at some point. May not happen right away, but it will happen. Always happens. We can see that we also have a fair value gap here. We also have a small fair value gap there. I'm not going to put that on the chart for now, because the one I want to put on the chart is this, where price did not come. It's a small, I believe this is a 30-minute order block. Sorry, fair value gap. Yes, it is. And if I just flip that over to a 1 hour, we can see that price came back and came into this fair value gap. But the one we're talking about is here. Okay. So right now on the 1 hour time frame, we are in what we call an order block. An order block with price likes to transact, buyers and sellers. We can see this previously on the 3rd of March. We are here right now. We also know that we have inefficiencies above us. Now let's look at our resistance. Our resistance is going to be a VWAP. Our resistance could be the 50 EMA or the 100 EMA. Okay, so we're going to put these onto our chart, and we can see on the 1 hour time frame, okay, that we are getting rejected from the VWAP. But if we go to the 15-minute time frame, we can see that our EMAs are above us and we are getting rejected once, 2, 3, and if it gets rejected again, price is more likely going to come down where? To fill the inefficiencies underneath us and to the order block. Yes, we have order blocks above us, but we are not above the 50 EMA or the VWAP. If we look on the 5-minute time frame, which is what we use for day trading, we can see a nice clear picture on what's going on. The only way I would take a long position is if price gets above both of these EMAs. Above this EMA here, which is the 100, and stays above the VWAP and gets above this order block. Then our next resistance is going to be this EMA, but more likely we will blast through that because the target would be this order block and this order block. Do not forget about those inefficiencies that we have here. Price likes to come and fill those inefficiencies. Right now we can see that we are basing out. This curvage is called basing out. So we have a green line underneath us, which is our discount range. So I don't want to overcomplicate anything, but at this point it's very easy to work out where price wants to go. Okay, we're going to remove everything off again from the chart itself. And this indicator here, Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts, is free. It does show you the discount ranges and the premium ranges as well, and the order blocks. Although I do use order flow for more accuracy, you can still use this as a free indicator. Okay, so let's just go over to the 1 hour time frame. So I want to get rid of that indicator, remove it off there. And we'll keep the green lines for now, but we'll get rid of this top one, and we'll get rid of this one because price is just not there at the moment. I want to focus on this one here. I want to go now to our fixed range. Take that, and we can see we are trying to get above this corner control. We are probably going to get above it, but we have that VWAP. Remember about the VWAP. I'm tempted to take a long position here, but the VWAP is causing me a problem. So although we are trying to get above. I want to see at least two 15-minute candles minimum above the VWAP. And it does look like we're going to get above there. So I'm actually going to quickly plan a trade at this VWAP. I haven't taken the trade. There's no confirmations on taking the trade. I'm going to get my 50 EMA as well. And I need to see some type of crossage. Just because it looks good on the 5-minute time frame, it doesn't look good to me on the 15-minute time frame. So what do I want to see? I want to see this come down, the VWAP come up, they touch, and then two 15-minute candles above the 50 EMA, and price needs to be above the VWAP, above it. Okay, and my target obviously will be the value area high. We are not there. 5-minute can trick you, and the 5-minute works really, really well when the markets are open. The markets are not open today. But you can see that we do have resistance here. It's no trade, simple as that. Protect your capital. There's no trade here. Okay. Now I want to show you something else. So we know that the 50 EMA is very important. We know the VWAP is very important. We can see from a couple of indicators that where the order blocks are. So we know information-wise, okay, this is where price can go, but it can also go here. But you have confirmations now using the VWAP and the 50 EMA. Okay? But what if there was another VWAP strategy that we can add on top of that? Well, there is. And that's the most powerful VWAP strategy. And it's free. And I'm going to teach it to you free. Okay. So do not sleep on these volume profile ranges. They're very powerful when we are going sideways. And this works for every type of crypto asset out there. Also works for indices as well. Yeah. Long, short, long, short, long, short. But you're going to ask me, well, how do I know where to short? How do I know that price was going to stop there? We're going to come to that shortly. Okay, we don't need this now, here for now. And we're going to go over to, we're going to go to Anchored VWAP. The first thing is first, we're going to take an Anchored VWAP from this bottom, and we're going to see where that is. And that's currently what we are fighting right now. Second Anchored VWAP we're going to take is going to be, there's two of them we can take. First of all, let's just get rid of this. We don't need that. We want to see where price dropped from. Well, we had a drop from here, we had a drop from there and there. These are our local ranges for 2026. Okay. So you get your Anchored VWAP. Let's go to the top one first, start with there. And let's go to this one here as well. And let's go to this one here as well. Okay. And it's going to be also our 97 one. That one there. I think these lines are too thick, so let me just reduce them slightly. This is a very powerful strategy that you should have on your chart. You should have these levels always marked. In fact, what we don't really need these ones. So we can get rid of those ones. Get rid of that one as well for now. Because the one I want to reference to, I mean, when I say I want to get rid of them, you do need them. but for the purpose of this training, we don't need them. So we can see this is the one from the bottom, and that's where we are right now. And price rejected exactly from the 97 anchored VWAP. This was a swing failure pattern. We came and back tested it as well. And that's where I'm short from. I'm not short from here, although I could have been. I'm actually short from the back test. Price came up, came down, back tested it, rejected, said, nope, I don't want to go up. So currently I am actively in this clear short position. You don't need to always get the top of the short. You want to get the back test. Why? Because your risk to reward is much better. Like, look at that. It's a 0.4 stop loss, and look where we are now. I haven't even taken any profit from this trade because I do believe we're going to come back to that value area low. Yes, price can come up, get rejected again, and come down. I do believe we're going to fill that profile. Why didn't I short here? Well, the problem I have with this shorting right there is I don't have control over my stop loss. Price can easily go back up to 78. Why? We have those order blocks there. The second confirmation was a better confirmation for me to go short, because we're fighting with this anchored VWAP. We cannot get above it. We had two confirmations here, two confirmations on the 1 hour time frame. So this is a very, very easy setup trade, however you want to look at it. So it would have been there, and I can have I don't even need to cover that wick, because I know if we get above this anchored VWAP, we'll come and take this wick and we'll go higher. We'll go higher for the order blocks. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we can clearly see that if we did come back and take that wick, we're coming for these. Well, there's an order block there as well, but we're coming and a double order block here, but we're coming for this here, which is at 80,600. And if you break that 87, but what else do we have here? We have those stupid CME gaps as well, although I don't use them as part of my strategy, but they do get filled. So let's just remove that indicator for a minute. So we can see a nice clean rejection. Now, as a hedging strategy, you could, if you were long from here, which is also a back test of the other anchored VWAP, and you can see that we were just rejecting before, but there was a clean breakout. We did come back down, but we found acceptance again. We had the back test, two back tests here, and now we are just at the same level we was like on Tuesday, same price zone. We were also there on Wednesday the 25th as well. So this is a support, make or break range. Like I say, you lose this, and we're at the point of control as well. Let's just remove that for a minute and bring back the volume profile. Volume profile, anchored VWAPs, 50 EMA, deadly combination. Okay, where are we? Okay, what's this? That looks a bit better. So look what we have here now. Rejection, we know we're short from there, or I'm short from there. Clean short, beautiful short. This happens all the time. The power of the anchored VWAPs, you just can't test them. Here's our point of control. Here's our anchored VWAP. They're kissing. They're kissing each other. Do we go up or do we go down? My guess is we're going to go down. Simple as that. But we can use that hedging strategy. And this happens all the time. So, you know, I'm short from here with a very tight stop loss. This would be a good area to take profit. But I'm not going to take profit here because I'm looking for realistically this value area low. So you take 50% profit here, and you're going to put that stop loss to the entry position. If price does get two 15-minute candles above, write this down, two 15-minute candles above the 50 EMA and above the VWAP, you can go long. So let's just imagine that's happening, or has happened, or is happening for the purpose of this training. I'm still hedged here, yeah? I'm also long from here. So I'm also long from here. And this long, this break even as well. This long was taken, and also profit was taken there. Actually, the profit was taken slightly earlier. Okay, so 80% of this trade I have in realized profit. There's 20% running. This is hedged against this. I want to take another long as a day trader. Actually, I'm looking for a long, but I don't have any confirmations right this second. I want to take this long and see where this goes. This could be an aggressive, high leveraged long, because you're going to have a very, very tight stop loss. Do you see how you can make money in these ranges every single day? So if anybody is telling you, oh, Bitcoin is going sideways, oh, it might go to 51, it might go to, who gives a crap? Are you here to be worried about where Bitcoin is going to go? Or do you want to make money day trading? And we've only covered Bitcoin. You can see there's so many other things you can trade. Right, in this part of the training, we're going to look for a short on Bitcoin. So I already taken a scalp short, which I've taken some profit here. The stop loss is now to the entry position. It's actually there. So if I get stopped out, it's okay. And this indicator on the BYDFI chart actually presented a beautiful short on Bitcoin, which is the same on the Binance one. So you can see using this indicator, which is custom made. It's a beautiful short position. We're also looking for some long positions in this zone here as well. And this indicator will present this with a green. Now you can see how accurate this was. I mean, there was a long position there, short, long, short, and long there as well with double confirmation at the monthly VWAP all the way up, and to take this trade as well. And now currently holding this short position here. Looking on the order flow side of things, what I want to really point out is we're at 72,000, and at 72,720 there's a lot of sell pressure there. Also this wick that we have here, which I am going to highlight, because that is my real swing short position target. However, we must not forget that we do have some order blocks, and we are getting close to those order blocks as well. So remember guys, I'm actually preparing a short here. It doesn't mean I'm going to take the short. So we do have this order block here that I'm going to mark out as well, because a close above 74k, and if I go over on the buy side chart, you will see that if we do close above this level here, there isn't anything in the way, meaning that if we have a look at this gap here, we've got this dead gap here where volume hasn't been traded, just like how price came exactly down like this, yeah, because there was no support here. It can do the same back up, all the way back up like this as well. So shorting has to be done strategically, and any short would start off with a scalp position, but a close above 74k, a daily close, and I will really reconsider about closing my short. So the point I'm trying to make is very, very simple. We're going to grab the short very, very fast, hopefully in New York session, and we're going to take profit immediately and protect that trade like I've done here currently. You can see on the lower time frames On the 5-minute BYDFI chart, there's a long entry here, scalp entry from 70,657. It's about $1,000 move, so you can't make money scalping this. If we flip it over to a 3-minute, we had the same entry as well. But we are flipping it on a 5-minute because what we're looking for is another one of these to go short. And there is a naked point of control above us. So we're just going to be a bit patient. We can also see on the 30-minute, we have a confirmation now. And 30 minutes is a good chart to play with of the short signal. So we are now going to take a short on BYDFI. One thing I would like to point out is risk management. So entry was there. So we're going to use a tight risk management. And we're targeting the daily VWAP as TP1, value area high as TP2, and PD high as TP3. And if it breaks that, then we're going to target PDEQ. If it breaks that, your next target is going to be PD low. So let's see how this trade plays out. So you can see from that video that that short position was actually stopped out, but I had already taken profit. But there was another entry here, which I'm currently holding right now. In between all of that, there's been some long entries because we knew, or this algorithm knows, a price is going to come back, try to stop out these early shorters. But why is this position still protected? I'm going to show you. So that short was taken approximately there. But what I did with this short one is I actually covered this short. Like I said before, 0.0088 is my stop. If price comes back and takes out this high, it's more likely going to go up. So this is the short that I'm currently holding. And I said to you I'm targeting approximately 65.8, 66k. In between, we have these long positions. This is the long that's going to try and take out this, but it's failed. And we had a little long here as well, scalp long. These are mainly for 5-minute time frames. We can see we're presenting two short positions signals right now. So I'm just going to go over to BYDFI and actually take this short, because that's double confirmation. So we can see that the short was printed there, currently holding this short on BYDFI. This is a scalp day trade short. I did say my target was PD low, and look where we went in, spiked into PD low. So this is where you would want to take some profit from this scalp position and protect the trade itself. So if you had entered at this range here, you'd want to put that stop loss to the entry position. You should have already taken profit at PD low, and we're touching PD low as we speak now again. And if we do lose this level, then the next level will be to come and sweep these lows, or the bottom of the value area, the value area low. Now these are programmable indicators, and there's a lot more indicators that we offer, custom indicators. But for the BYDFI community, we have a couple of indicators that you can use, which are pretty accurate. You know, nothing beats order flow, so let me make that very transparent. But for the simple trader who wants to really take profits fast and doesn't want to mess around with order flow, this is why we developed this. You can see we're losing PD low now, so I'm actually going to take a little bit of profit on this BYDFI trade. So I've just taken some profit. I'll show you the trade in a second. I just want to see where this goes to. Now we're having a back test of PD low, and it's probably going to fail by the looks of things. Trade is protected. You should have been taking profits here. So if you entered here, 68, where are we now? It's a $400 move. If you was in one Bitcoin position size, or $200 move, you're in a half a Bitcoin position size. So we are rejecting PD low. So I'm going to cover very quickly something else that now that we are here. So I've turned off the indicators. I just want to go to a 1 hour time frame and look at that rejection. I'm going to get that off the chart now. Yeah, it does look like we are. I hope we get down here. Right, this here. This is called a naked point of control. And a naked point of control is where we have an empty volume gap, basically. An interaction. We have one here and we have one above us. And these change on various time frames. You have a daily naked point of control, weekly, monthly, but we focus really on the daily ones on the 1 hour time frame, 30 minutes. I don't know if there is any on the 30 minutes. We'll have a look right now. Yes, we have 63, 2 over here in the 64 to 63 range, and we still got the one on the top as well. Let's just quickly go to 4 hour. And on the 4 hour time frame, we do have the 64 one, 78, 82, and then we have these ones here. And if you watch my YouTube videos, you will know that I do talk about these naked point of controls, because once we sweep this low, which we probably will at some point, we will definitely target these naked point of controls the same way I said that we would target the naked point of controls here when price was in the 80s. So price does like to come to these naked point of controls. It doesn't have to come always, but it does now. Looking at the current price range, we can see we're losing PD low. Flip it over to 1 hour. And I'm still in that trade at the moment. And one other thing which I want to point out, and I'll draw a horizontal line. Everyone talks about these support and resistance lines, but they don't really understand what they are. This is liquidity. This is not support. They think, I mean, I don't even know how to draw these because I don't use them. You know, if anyone wants to educate me, they can, but this is liquidity to me. And this is going to get swept. What goes up comes down. This is long liquidity. And as soon as we lose this low here, we will come for this. And the next support range would be the previous week EQ. Lose this, and we're going to slice through here. So we're taking about 32% profit off that trade. Well, that's the gain currently, because what I've done is I actually put the stop loss to the entry and taken actually 70% out of the trade. So a quick 32% gain. I mean, it's not bad for a Saturday with no volume. Now, coming back to where we are right now, we can see we are downtrending. So I got stop loss at that short signal. If we get stopped out, it gets stopped out because I'm still currently short from above. And I'll be looking for long positions somewhere here. Now, how can we make our life easy? Well, there's a lot of trading gurus. There's a lot of books you can read, YouTube channels, promises by these gurus, etc. Well, let's forget all about that. Let's think about how can we make our life easy trading, whether you're a day trader, scalper, swing trader. So what we've done is we programmed some indicators. I've just shown you one, but there is quite a few of them. I'm just going to show you them very quickly. So it does look a bit overwhelming. Just that because we are testing this on an automation side of things. But we can see long, short, long, short, long, short. This is for scalping. Then we've got the higher ones, which are for day trading or swing trading. 65 to profit taking, or take a short from there. Many short positions as back tests. Same on the long side. Long, short, long, short. You get the picture. Liquidity levels, important levels. Do you need all of these indicators? No, you don't. You need the basic indicators that we have developed for the BYDFI trading view chart. How much are the indicators? Well, the indicators are not going to be cheap. Here we do have indicator development, and a lot of these indicators that we have developed for various different exchanges doesn't always have to be what I'm showing you right now. They start at $1,500. However, we have developed these indicators and we are actually giving them free in our Discord and on WAP, providing you got a BYDFI account and you're trading with them. So I want to make it very, very clear. If you open a BYDFI account, deposit your funds in there and start trading on it, you will get these indicators free. And there is a training video which you can unlock, a more in-depth training video than the one you're watching right now. You can unlock this in our Discord and on the WAP system. However, if you deposit your funds in BYDFI and thinking you're going to get these indicators free, by removing your funds, the indicator will stop working. So we built these, and we're going to have more videos coming out. This is called the Ultimate Strategy series. You're watching just the introduction to this. There is another video, an extended version of this that's available on the WAP and the Discord, which you can unlock by trading on BYDFI. Now I want to show you something else. Here is gold on BYDFI. You can actually trade gold, silver, some of the TradFi assets on BYDFI as well, and Pax Gold. And we can see long, short, and obviously some in here as well. This is on a 30-minute time frame. So this is really for people who don't want to be scalping but want to take like a day trade. So you can see that this long was opened on the 4th and closed in the, I would say, what time was that? Yeah, so it's about a 12-hour move. Now, let's say you missed that because for some of us, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. That's not a problem. On the same chart, where there is more signals. And that's because these indicators have been programmed for sessions. 1 o'clock in the morning in Europe, when Asia is open, no one in Europe is open. Nobody is awake. But there's always going to be other entries. See, we have session indicators built in as well, per session. So you're probably thinking, oh, I missed that. No, there's another entry. There's another entry at 9 o'clock when the European market opens in London. Same with New York. So this is something unique. And this is for gold, anything, basically, any asset we have this for. One of my favorite altcoins to trade is Hype. Hype is really hyperliquid token. This really trades very different from Bitcoin and all of the other altcoins. So if you want to trade something that has a lot of volume and liquidity behind it, it's right in front of you. And this, I mean, you can really make good money trading this on leverage. You got long entry, short entry, long entry, short entry. I'm not going to go over the smaller ones because we know they're session ones. But this is actually a very good token, coin, whatever you want to call it, to trade. Now, there is a naked point of control here. So I'm actually going to put alert here because I do want to re-enter a long position on Hype. And my two levels are very, very simple. Naked point of control and PD low. So I'm actually going to plan a trade ahead of time and I would want to see confirmations on my indicators as well. If we do get above PD high, so this is the trade I want to set up. Sorry, I am rambling on a bit. So if we get rejected at PD high, I'm also looking for a short position. So I'm gonna plan a short as well, covering that. Now, these are not signals, this is planning. So I've got two options here. I need a short print. I'll wait for a print. I will monitor this. I'll look for a short print and take this trade on BYDFI. Now I'm looking at the Bybit chart. I don't know why I've got the Bybit chart. It doesn't matter. We can look at this on the BYDFI chart as well. Now, Solana is very good for swing trades. There's a beautiful long entry here. Double entry actually. Second confirmation. And a take profit confirmation and short. So that's what is that? It's a 76, 89. That's quite a bit of a move. And so this indicator can really help you. Is it going to be a get rich scheme, make you millions? No, because you still need to use risk management, and anything can happen in crypto. You know, anything can really happen in crypto, but it gives you an edge. You know, it gives you an edge. So yeah, this indicator set is available free. Sign up to BYDFI. The link's in the description below. And once you've signed up, you head over to WAP. If you want access to the indicators, you head over to the link in the description of this video. Takes you over to the WAP app. Join for free. Click on that. And it says, do you have a BYDFI account? Then yes, because you probably will by then. You'll type in your email address to register your WAP account. And once you've registered, it should show you this page here. You can go to the support chat. And in this chat here, you can ask for the indicators. So you need to provide me your UID for your BYDFI account and your TradingView name as well. And you'll be automatically, it will happen automatically where you will actually get a reply back on the app, which is this app here, and your indicators will show up on your TradingView. We also have a support chat, a normal chat where you can actually ask questions in the community as well. And also on top of this, you do get free access to the Discord as well. So you can ask for the free Discord access. And in this Discord access, and I'll show you in a second, are additional courses that you can actually have for free. So these are educational courses, order flow, in-depth videos of order flow, volume profile, liquidity chasing, other indicators that are in there like PMX, and PMX2 is coming out very soon as well. And in that community there, I give live setups as well. So that's how you can get all of this realistically free. And there's more bonuses. If you deposit $1,000 for your trading on BYDFI, you're going to get $200 free as well. So very good exchange, non-KYC, does support USA users and Canada users as well, but not the UK.